Hello everyone and welcome to MasterClass, a unique conversation between young filmmakers from around the world and an established storyteller, brought to you by the Ghetto Film School and Google+. Today we are psyched to have with us Spike Jonze, the Academy Award nominated director. Spike, thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Nice to meet you.
Before class, all of you guys were given a creative assignment that was created by Spike. So let's talk about what the challenges were.
Can you give us any tips of young filmmakers on how to work with actors and kind of draw the best performance out of them?
Every actor is different and works differently. Some like to be given very little notes, just very specific and specific notes, and not talk too much. Others want to hear a lot. But I think just in terms of like practical things, rehearsal period is really important and both in terms of going over the material together, but also just getting to know each other. It's important to like have some sort of friendship and relationship with each other where you have some common language. During rehearsal, a lot of times you work on the material, but also you talk about things in your life that the scenes are about, and get to know each other. And so going into a project, you have this common understanding of each other and trust of each other. The writing part is sometimes the hardest part, and I think with the writing part, I give myself a lot of time to just daydream. Telling somebody a story, just sitting down and verbally telling somebody a story often helps me hear it. It's like I hear what's working and what doesn't work. It's almost like doing a test screening where you show people your movie. It's in telling somebody something, you often see what works and doesn't work. When I see a great movie, that it's a movie I love is a movie that I take away with me and that stays alive in my head after the next day or the next week or for even years, and it's something I go back to because what it's about means something to me, and I can have a conversation in my head with that movie long after I've seen it.
What was it about, what do you look for in a filmmaker or an artist or like a musician or something that indicates that you will work well together?
Most of the music videos are for bands that I really love and for artists that I really connect to, and some of them were bands I loved for a long time. And so when I finally got to meet them and work with them, it was almost amazing how naturally we collaborated. Like when I loved Bjork's music, and when I finally met her, even though she's from Iceland and from a whole different world, we just hit it off so effortlessly. I have a group of friends that I've worked with for years and I make stuff with, and I also have a group of other filmmakers, other directors and writers who I love their work, and I value their opinion deeply, and I want, when I finish a script or when I'm working on a script or when I have an edit of a movie, I want to get their opinion on it. Before you shoot, you often storyboard, Shiva?
Yeah.
I think storyboards, are more of like a guide, and I think because on the day when you're on the set, there's so much stuff that comes up that you could have never thought about when you're sitting in a room drawing storyboards, and you don't want to miss that. You don't want to go in with such a narrow so many blinders on that it's like I have to get this shot just like this, that you're gonna actually miss what's happening right in front of you. But I do find storyboarding useful, especially if it's a complicated sequence or a sequence that needs to be told visually.
Do you have a person or director you were looking up to?
If there was one, like when I was younger, I started sort of thinking, that sort of made me start to think about film. The Coen brothers probably were, Raising Arizona and Barton Fink. And when I was just starting to get interested in film, I think they made me think about film in terms of the way they put shots together into a sequence that really captured my imagination, or the way they played with tone. And like in that movie Fargo, the tone is just the way they're able to shift tone so effortlessly, and something can be funny and then creepy and then scary or moving, and that I think the tone in that movie is pretty incredible.
And with that, our class comes to an end. Thank you guys for your awesome questions, and thank you so much, Spike, for taking the time to hang out with us. We'll see you again soon.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.